Alright, I kind of got an opinion about everything that's going on. Sometimes fear creeps in a little bit. But my occupation, everybody's pretty cool out here for the most part. I mean, you still see racism. And not just coming from the white to the black. Look, we feel it too. And I want to tell, I wish my video, I really don't wish it to go viral or my message. Because it's out there with plenty of people that said similar things, I think. Because the message is that racism isn't systemic, that there are bad people, there's evil in the world. And most of the evil, look at the 7 deadly sins. Greed, gluttony. A couple of those things are in our government. They're gluttons for power. They're gluttons for money. They're greedy for money. They're greedy for power. I think there's some representatives up there on the Hill that actually have the American people's, their lives, their benefits, everything that's going on in the world, they're concerned. I grew up in a split up family. Mother and father got divorced 3 times. Yes, 3 times. In between one of those divorces, lived with a black family. Went to a congregation, an all-black congregation, a church, all black. We were one of, I think, 2 families that were white that went to that church. My first best friend was black. My first kiss was with a black girl. Well, I guess you could say my first girlfriend was black. Stephanie, don't get offended at this, please. It's my childhood. We moved from Ohio to Florida, back to Ohio to Florida, just back and forth. There's a lot of prejudice in Ohio. There's a lot of prejudice in Florida. There's a difference between prejudice and racism. There is racism, man. There's bad things. Timothy Coggins, the guy was dragged behind a pickup truck over a girlfriend. Back in the day, people got hung. Black people got hung, burn crosses in their yards. The KKK was real. The thing is history's taught differently. I mean, let me. I digress for a moment and go back to my life, because I wasn't taught racism. Being in a black church with all black people, only having a black friend. My dad's best friend was black. His best friend was an interracial couple. I've been in a relationship with a black woman 5 years. I'm not a racist. I tell you what, there's some prejudice. No. There's some prejudice in my being. I think sometimes you have to be prejudiced. Look, I used to run with a guy in my late 20s and 30s. Good friend, black guy. We used to party a lot. Worked with. He could come to my house. Not a problem. I got Puerto Rican friends, Mexican friends, and Ricky can come over, he can walk in my neighborhood. Alright? But for me to go to Ricky's neighborhood, I gotta go through the ghetto. And it's more difficult to walk in the ghetto as a white person than it is, just being black. And it's dangerous for blacks because they get shot all the time. They get beat up by their own people all the time. Being white in the ghetto is tough. There's crime in the ghetto. Drugs. Criminals. Violence. Is it our fault, everyday Americans? Is it our fault that there's crime in the ghetto? People choose to be criminals. There's people that climb out of the ghetto, man. All kinds of NFL players talk about it all the time. How they came out. We have black politicians. Fucking politicians. We had the first black president. We had a black Secretary of State. I think she was Secretary of State. Condoleezza Rice. Anyway. I went to jail one time in that period when I was ripping and running, I'll say. And me and this black guy came in after court, after a video court, went into the bullpen, okay? And he sits down, he puts his paper down, I sit down. Anyway, long story short, what ensued was this guy starting to fight with me. And about 7 or 8, 10 black guys getting ready to pound me. There were 3 other white men in the cell with us. Okay, there's about 20 people in there. 3 white guys. I'm about to get my ass whooped. Those other white men put their heads down and made sure not to look at anybody instead of stand up and protect me or stand up with me. I had to shout out the door for an officer because somebody was about to get hurt. It was probably going to be me. Truckers out here. Well, I wouldn't say out here because when I personally talk to black guys, which I do every day, for the most part, they're not racist. They don't even have a problem with me. They, sometimes they might have a problem with the foreigners, mostly, because some of the foreigners, they're shitty. They leave garbage everywhere and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm still working through this COVID-19. I'm still working through all these riots. It's fucking ridiculous, man, what's going on right now, because people are trying to guilt us white people into saying that we're racist if we don't stand with Black Lives Matter. I don't stand with Black Lives Matter because it's a political party. It's funded by a political party. It's funded by the Democratic Party. Or it's funded by another organization that funds the Democratic Party and politicians. Okay? Antifa. It's chaotic. It's anarchy. I'm with us standing up against our government. Okay? Deregulating. The fact is, the damn cop pulls you over for a tail light or rolling through a stop sign, a car full of black men, and now he wants to start to ID everybody. He can't do that. You need to assert your rights. Okay? A cop should not be able to pull you over for rolling through a stop sign and then start an investigation of crimes that he's just suspicious of. You can't do that. And it happens all the time because they start IDing men. Now, next thing you know, this guy's giving a hard time. He doesn't have an ID. They pull him out of the car. He resists. Next thing you know, this guy's got a knee in his back and handcuffs on. And he didn't do a thing. We understand that. I understand that. Cops should not be able to investigate something that doesn't exist, or he didn't, you can't just walk up to somebody standing on the corner. Okay, loitering is a law. Okay, it's not a law, it's a regulation. Okay? Anything traffic, it's a regulation from an administrative process. It's not a statute. It falls under a statute. You don't even have to have a license unless you're operating in commerce. People messing around, driving around just at their own leisure, going to the grocery store, get pulled over and have to pay, get a ticket. And they're driving in their car, okay? You have the right to travel. You have the right to do that under the Constitution. As long as you're not operating in commerce. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff wrong. Look at here. Look at here. I know this is hard. This is going to be hard to watch. I hope you guys stick around. I hope you stick around. Because this is what I hate. Look at this. This is the Constitution. I have my own Constitution. And was it the 12th or what was it, the 14th? Oh, the 14th Amendment. 12th Amendment, 13th, place subject, 14th. When was it? Damn it. All right, give me a minute. I'm going to find it because I just read it the other day and I should have marked it. Oh, no. I know what it was. I got a dictionary in my phone and I looked a law dictionary. And I looked up the word citizen. Download yourself thelaw.com. Put it in your phone. Type in the word citizen and read it. Usually words have three, multiple definitions because citizen mean a couple of things. It's ridiculous. Okay? And I don't want to go on here with the amendment because I didn't really prepare for that. What I did a little prepare for is the fact that guys like me get on sites and like a trucker group. Everybody in there is inciting an argument, okay? And if I say I don't stand up for the Black Lives Matter, I'm a racist, which is far from the truth, period. Might be prejudice. I might see a long braided dude coming, walking along, and he might scare me. Not likely, but there's a difference between prejudice and racist. Okay? I don't feel superior to anybody, and I don't try to make anybody feel inferior to me. You have to be sophisticated. Use your intellect, which I'm working on mine. Working on my vocabulary. This has gone on way too long. I think a lot of people in the United States, white people, are not racist. Maybe prejudiced. I think a lot of black people are. I mean, they are. It's handed to them over the news all the time. You're black. You were slaves. They hate us for it. They're automatically racist. They hate us. We held them in slavery. Nothing I did. Nothing I did. You can't hold me accountable for other people. And that is pointing to the progress of this country. For the most part, we have made progress. There's bad people out there. There's evil motherfuckers out there. And the politicians, most of the politicians are evil. Okay? Good people can't go up on the hill and stay. They're pushed out by greedy, powerful, evil motherfuckers. Good people can't stay up there unless they somehow get a little power too. They got to play along. They got to toe the line. We need to get rid of this political system, this two-party system. We need to abolish the IRS. Okay? We need to get rid of the federal income tax. Ask me, well, how are we going to pay for this and that? Do some research, okay? Do some research. It'll get paid for, okay? Your income tax money isn't going anywhere except the interest to the fucking centralized bank, all right? The Federal Reserve is a private bank. Bunch of rich motherfuckers up there getting money. Look up fiat currency, okay? How it works. The debt will never be paid, ever. It can't. Put chunks of it out, I guess, but that's get Congress to save money and cut spending. Anyway, I've gone on way too long. It's like a 16 and 22 minute video. Nobody's gonna watch this. Anyway, I'd say I love you all, but I have love in my heart. I'm praying for the people that are innocent, and praying for justice for that George Floyd, but there's other people too that, was it something Dorn? David Dorn? He was shot. He was killed just protecting his friend's store. All right, I'm going to go. Y'all have a good day. God bless.